Welcome everyone. I'll be doing collective love reading or love reading for the signs, time stamped. I haven't decided yet which one to do. I've been trying to come on for a little bit of time, but there's been some software glitches, so we'll see if this works or not. Okay, let's do this. I'll start with a collective message for love reading, and we'll see if we break that down into the signs. So, okay. So, welcome to anybody who joins us whenever this message finds you. I will believe that it was meant for you. To any of my returning subscribers, hello, how have you been? Thank you for dropping by. And if you're new, glad to have you here. Okay, so this is going to be for love. So who are we talking about today in love? Spirit guides, angels, ancestors of everyone who will be joining us for this message. What is the love message that we need to be? Soul contract. Okay. So we're dealing with some soulmate energy. So this message is going to be, it's clear. This is going to be a soulmate energy. It's going to be a reconciliation type of message. So whether that's you're actually in separation, one fell, or you, I'm just going to grab the one that fell. Okay, so whether you're actually in separation, you're just in a period of not getting along with each other, not feeling aligned. So either of those types of things, or someone you've been hoping for a reconciliation with. Most likely this is someone you're hoping for, someone you're open to because of the nature of the cards. Friendship and sacrifice came out too. So this is about someone that you got along with, or they got along with you, that you're actually friends. It could also just be a friend if you've fallen out with a friend. Just gonna look at this card a little closely. Okay, so perhaps it's possible that the reason for why you two haven't been aligned or have been in separation or haven't been seeing eye to eye could be because one of the parties, one of the people involved, had to go deal with some other stuff, had some kind of big type issues in their life, whether it's with their family, somebody else, unfortunately, or their workplace, or just their own dreams and their own life mission. Something, they had to take care of something kind of big, probably to heal, like to be a better person. So the person might be someone who had some issues, like it wasn't just like everything was perfect. It was two emotionally healthy people who just kind of fell apart for no reason. There would have been some weight behind why things weren't kind of on the same page. So I'm just trying to think what spread I want to do. Okay, 6 cards here. Spirit guides, angels, ancestors for this message. Please give me. Okay. So I'm not. So those of you who've been here before, I don't exactly do reversals always, unless I've made a dedicated reason for it, and my deck's a little all over the place. So, but I will make note of them as I go through reading, but that's just in case someone sees this. Okay. Okay, well, interesting. Okay. So yeah, there is reconciliation energy in these cards, which is like really strong, because sometimes I'm reading, like I'm doing readings for one-on-one or for private people, like for private clients, and they really want, or we're really wanting the reconciliation energy to come out, and it doesn't. And like right now in this reading, like it's all over. So if this was a sign you needed, this is it. It's coming through. Again, so this is someone that has their soulmate energy here a few times. So this is someone you felt a really strong connection with, a very strong bond with, someone you also got along with. Again, it could be a friend, it could be a family member, whatnot. Um, they are in a better place today than when the last time, like maybe the last interaction or the last emotion that, yes, okay, thank you, Spirit, that you had for them. So they're getting to a better place. They're getting to that better place by kind of focusing on themselves. I do get that it's possible there could have been elements of them that were a little bit selfish for some of you. Again, I'm reading for, again, okay, wow, separation came out again. So yeah, so this could, especially for those of you who are in separation, it's messages coming out that, like, this applies to you as well. But okay, so anyway, it was a side message about potentially them being a little selfish, but I don't think like they're like narcissistic or anything like that, but they sometimes people are just more self-absorbed. But in this case, I'm seeing a positive influence of them being in a better place than they were before. Is there anything else, Spirit Guides? Okay. Okay. So we'll put this deck away for a bit. Okay, let's clarify. So again, this is for someone where things, it wasn't easy, like whether it was the last time you interacted with them or the last conversation you had or just the last emotions that kind of boiled up in your feelings, in your soul when you were thinking about them. You know, they were ambiguous. They left you feeling uneasy, like those would be the feelings, like not sure of where it's going. You could just be sad and mad as well. But for those who kind of, you could also be confused. And wow, those are 2-7. Again, I think this message is meant for me to be recording today because of some of the numbers that are coming out. This person or this connection that you both had, or it could be you, there were different ways that people could proceed. There were like different paths and options for both of you or one of you to take, and that was kind of maybe could have been some of the reason for why things were no longer aligned or in separation, but that was there. I'm going to ask it. I want to ask one question because of that energy. So, okay. So, for those of you where, again, there hasn't been as much communication or the kind of communication you wanted, this person does regret that. They regret that they pulled away or they pulled back their energy or they changed in a way that didn't give you the full picture. So they do have those regrets. I don't know if they're going to make all the amends for that, but they're conscious of it. Right now in their life, they are trying to think about how to do things right, to do things with a little bit more structure in them. That is, that they might have been someone who was just a little bit more happy-go-lucky or kind of go by the wind, and they're trying to like plan out things a little bit more. It stresses them out a little bit though right now where they are in their mind, though, although that the situation is improving, they are kind of thinking about something where they're trying to make peace with something or somebody. I'm getting it's that somebody. Hopefully it's you. And how to get to a point of more like not letting the thoughts get the better of them. Okay, I thought of two different things when I clarified this. So they are thinking about relationships. For some of you, not all of you, there is an element in this reading of somebody else, meaning that your person or you could have someone else in your life or looking in a new direction or be in a different connection or something like that. That is something that both makes somebody happy but is also stressing that person out, which is interesting. So let me focus here, guys, with the ancestors. Okay. Both of you, though, are feeling more aligned. This connection is more in alignment with the universe. So whether or not you feel it individually on your own or this other person does, things are aligning. So people are happy with what's happening there. I focus this energy to be for whoever's receiving this. So I'd like to feel that they feel a little bit better about something. Why do they feel better? I'm just going to check. Why does this person feel happier? Okay, so they can see the bigger picture more clearly now. They can. I'm trying to understand why they're in a better place. Something that they had hoped for has kind of come true as well. They've been able to sit with a dream that they have, and they've kind of been able to see it. They're looking at things kind of from a higher vantage point, like a bird's eye view, when we say. Like they've been able to make a decision. This person might be someone who has a hard time or sometimes making decisions, and they have been, which is why they feel better. Specific to what my subscribers did that made them. Okay, they also feel. I feel they, for some reason, they feel stronger in knowing that they somehow feel reassured about their connection with you. I'm not quite understanding why, so I don't know. So if you're in no contact, obviously that could be energetic, but if you've had a conversation or if you send a message or they saw a picture, it could be something like that too, although it's not showing me that. Right, okay, thank you. Let me pull an oracle. That's my sign to pull an oracle. I'm just trying to decide which one to pull. Okay. So, but there's a variety of reasons of why they're feeling better. Just table small. Oh, okay. So they feel like, wow, okay. So they do feel somehow like there is some, okay, for some of you, there is this energy of someone who did you wrong. You could be the person who did them wrong, but this is the other person who did you wrong, whether that's because of somebody else or a situation or just how they acted. Somehow they feel that there is forgiveness in your heart, and that's letting them feel like a new beginning. So that's very kind of you if you somehow energetically or verbally let them know that you are willing to forgive them, even though I'm not really sure if they actually asked for forgiveness, but that's still good. It's good to let go of that stuff just for your own sake. But there's a lot of reasons that they're feeling better. They're seeing like hope in the future where maybe for whatever reason, like they had too many choices and now they have a path forward. So let's just see this. Okay, so again, you guys have some kind of a soul contract, a soulmate energy. You've either known each other for a very long time, or you feel like someone like that. There's a familiarity of feeling like you've known someone forever. They think, they think you're a good egg, that you're reliable. They feel they can trust you, which is interesting. Maybe there's sometimes people in their life that they feel they can't trust, and it's also possible that they're somewhat untrustworthy, but somehow they've kind of, which could have been times why they didn't trust you, but now they're kind of learning to trust you, or they've realized they should have trusted you all along. Well, that's interesting. The realizing that you had good intentions, that you really have a good heart, and that the things that they didn't quite understand about you or that irked them, that they're kind of understanding better why that is. And it's possible that they are because of this, like, somehow this forgiveness they feel and this opportunity for a new beginning with you. Yeah, they feel like you or they, wow, okay, the cards are repeating. This is when the cards repeat and it's like, read the cards. Okay. This is about either you're giving them another chance or they're giving you another chance, or the universe is like giving you guys some other chance, but it's not going to be like painful, or they're happy with like the last interaction you've had, or where this could be going. They feel, again, they feel the forgiveness. They feel your forgiveness. What else are you trying to say? Oh, okay. So they were, for some of you, the message will be for, they were a little bit worried about how you might have perceived them after they did whatever they did, or whatever happened, or, and it could be something really small. Like, it doesn't always have to be big. Like, sometimes it can be something really difficult and hard, like moving in a different direction, moving on with someone else. But sometimes it could just be something small, like, not being kind in a moment where they should have been kind, or not living up to like a small promise. But I think even though they wouldn't admit it, they were somewhere deep down inside worried about you passing judgment on that, and somehow they feel relieved and forgiven of that judgment. They feel that you don't hold, okay, thank you, Spirit. They feel like you don't hold this grudge against them anymore, and that makes them happy, regardless of what's happening. So you've given them a really big gift. So this is just a side thing that's happening. If you've done that, whether it's energetically or through words or through just letting go of yourself or whatnot, it's always, good karma, even if things don't go the way you want and you had to take on a lot of the hurt and the burden. That's a really wonderful thing you can do in your own journey of life, and to give that to somebody else. Oh my goodness, guys, the cards are like really on fire tonight. I wish I could have done this live. Wow. Okay, so I can't remember the words we used earlier, but that they weren't like maybe in the past, or how things ended, or whatever the last interaction wasn't their best self, wasn't their best face. They don't want to do that going forward with you. So like that's not what their intention, like their intention is not to do that. So it's funny, like sometimes your intentions or actions can be to come forward or this or that, and their intention is not to do whatever they did last time that screwed things up or made things worse for both you, them, and the two of you together. So even just from their perspective, what made things worse, which was like feeling stuck, or like feeling like they couldn't make a decision, and feeling overwhelmed, and options and all this type of stuff. It seems actually a little bit complicated. This could have an extended reading. I might try and do that, but that's what they're trying not to do. I'm just going to try and understand. They want to move towards like happiness. They want to be able to like have a lighter energy with you moving forward. They don't want there to be, I'm trying really hard not to use the word toxicity, but they're trying not for that to be there. What is it that they want there? What spirit are reading this? They want to, okay, thank you, Spirit. They want to be able to be open. They want to also, with you, again, reverse the roles if need be. There's a desire to like kind of be real, but in like an unburdened way that doesn't hurt the other person, but also doesn't feel the need to like sugarcoat something for somebody, like, but to do it in a way that's respectful. So they want to be able to respect you going forward. And I don't mean that way that they disrespected you, but if they did something that they feel wasn't in the best light, like they want to be a more above board kind of person, guy, girl, whatever. They want to be that kind of person. They don't like they don't like the shadow parts of themselves that they have, or the shadow parts of themselves that they showed to you. Oh wow, this person's epic. It's weird because I feel in some ways some of these messages are kind of implying that this person has had a big transformation, but I also don't fully see the transformation. So it's more like they're on the precipice of this transformation, or they realize they need one. So they might not have gone through it, but even the first step of realizing is a big deal. So like what is it that they want? Spirit guides, angels, oh. Okay. Well, this isn't straightforward. 3 major arcanas. This person, regardless of their situation, whether they're far away or near you, or you're separated, or they're with someone else, or they're gone on to different obligations, or they've said something, they feel like a super strong connection with you. Just like, so if you felt that, they felt that too. This is not in your head. Yeah. So they're not entirely sure what they want to offer you yet, but they're feeling a lot of pull. Again, I'm doing this reading at a time like which is like kind of astrologically like a manifestation time. So I'm not sure if it's the energies, if you've been manifesting or they have, or just the universal energies are there, but that's in play in terms of their higher self, of what they would want to give you, which is like growth and the things you want and the things you deserve and more. They want to give you more, and they want to be able to give it with the grounded like intensity that you deserve. But somehow they feel like it's like almost something that either the universe, you help them achieve that. Let me see one thing. Spirit guides, angels, ancestors, can you help combine this into what it is you want to offer? Is there a card that helps tie this together? Thank you. They don't want to thank you. Okay. So they also might, this relates to another reading I was doing. They might also be going through a lot themselves, whatever that is, like with their family, with children. For some of you, this person has had a child, or somehow a child has entered their life, or they have some kind of responsibility like that. They also don't want to push their burdens on you. I don't know if I said that in this reading or another one, but this message is very aligned. They want to be careful. Oh, so that's interesting. It's an interesting push and pull of where they want to give you more, but they also don't feel like they feel like it's like say if you wanted to pour someone something in a, like from one, like a jug of water to a cup, but you realize like the way you want to pour that water would just spill water everywhere. So it's like they're like, okay, I'm not going to pour water for something like this, which is really unnecessarily complex. I'm trying to think of which deck will give us some insight into this kind of complex person. Spirit guides, angels, can you tell us, Lil, in light of what this, like, what is it that what are they going through? No, what are they going through? Spirit guides, angels, ancestors, for those watching. What is this person going through? Oh. This person, something has happened that has made them like climb down from like that like balloon in the sky. They've something has really grounded them, that has really centered them, like aligned their chakras and all that type of stuff. I don't think they're the type of person who does that, but possibly they just feel more connected with themselves, with nature. They're more sensitive to things that they didn't used to be sensitive to before. And they are trying really hard to trust this path that they're on right now. But I feel like they're having a little hard time. Let's use this. I want to use a different deck. Which deck can I get all the cards in? 1 second. You know, I was going to use this deck before, but then I decided not to. Let's try this here. Spirit guides, angels, ancestors, for the good of those watching. Is there anything you can add to number 5? Where are their headspaces now? Where are they focused on? Okay. And how does that relate to my subscriber? How does that relate to you? How does that relate to you? What they can give you, and what is this? What they can give you. 1, 2. What? Okay, so there's something here about what they can give you. It relates to like they don't want to give you disrespect. They don't want to be this person. So what is it? What is it that they want to give you? What kind of connection do they want to have with you? What kind of connection do they want to have with you? What kind of connection do they want? They're still not sure. They know that they don't want to cause problems, but they're still wondering what kind of connection they're going to have with you. They still feel like they need time to figure it out. Well, that's annoying. So I was using this deck. Maybe we'll get a love oracle here because I feel a little unsatisfied. So this is a reading that I'm going to have to continue a little maybe next week because there's something going on with this person. Actually, before I do the love oracle, let's just see this. How will Spirit guides and how will my subscriber feel about what's happening? Spirit guides, angels, ancestors, for the highest good. How will my subscriber feel? Okay. So, I don't know where to put these cards. So it's not like elation, like it's not like you're like, wow, this is exactly what I wanted, exactly how I hoped, like this fairy tale. It's not exactly that, but somehow it is oh, there's a lyric, some old song. What is it? Like somehow it's going to be okay. Somehow it's going to be enough. You're going to have to make a few choices though, regarding how you guys find your new equilibrium and how you find your way back to each other. Again, realizing that the way and how you guys are separated for different people will be different. For some, it might be a really long time. It could even be years. For some, it could just be, you know, someone you've just had harsh words and you're just not in the right, you're vibing at different energies. But there's something about trusting the timing. So if either you feel kind of in line with universal timing, and if you don't, there might be a spark of that passes through you, and if you do, hold on to that. Like if you're feeling okay at times, you think, oh, this is going to work out. It is. You will have to make some choices. I'm just looking at the bottom of death. Let's see what choices. What are the this is my subscriber. What do you have to? Okay, so put your happiness first. Take care of yourself because you want to take care of them, and you go ahead and do what you need to do, but make sure you don't okay, thank you, Spirit. Make sure you don't sacrifice yourself in the process. So because sometimes people say take care of yourself, think about yourself, blah blah blah, but it's like in this case it's not a specific prescription about what to do, but it's like don't sacrifice yourself in this process. Don't sacrifice your work or your career or your friends or whatever. Like, so as long as you feel that you can manage both, but don't sacrifice something on your end. Like if you have plans, don't sacrifice them waiting unless there's something concrete from this person. Okay, there's going to be a new start here. There's going to be a new start. Some people, obviously, if this is like totally not what you're wanting and it's just like you're like, I'm done with this soulmate contract, I don't know if the universe is done with you, but that's fine. You can move towards something new, but there is something new. There is some feeling of newness. And if there's something that you wanted with this person, again, that's going to be there. It's not really giving me enough information about like what that's going to be and how it's going to be. It'll be different for everybody. But it's definitely not going to be whatever it was that hurt you in the past. So that's good. Should we see? I'm not even sure if we should mess this up with seeing if they want to say anything to you. Let's see. Should we do that or should we do an oracle? This deck is a little bit trite in terms of what it says. Is there something that they want to say? They're feeling a little insecure right now. They have a little bit of a... They're just trying to figure out themselves. So the things that they want to tell you right now is more about themselves, like that they're figuring out their own life. So it's not that they're not really in a position yet to tell you something or say something to you that you deserve, like if it be an apology or something like that, although there's nothing about apologies here because it also already looks like you've forgiven them, but they don't have anything specific yet to say to you about your guys' connection, except it's very clear in the cards here that they feel like a very strong bond with you. Okay, is there one card to finish this with? Okay, from this deck, thank you. Why is it not? Okay, so Yes, they're reminding us that that this relationship is going through a transformation. It's about to deepen. Love conquers and transforms all things. So love has done something for them in their own life, in the time that you've not been together, or some realizations they've had in the short time you haven't felt aligned. Um, and they also feel transformed by your connection, and things will change in the future. Is there anything else from this deck? Spirit guides, is there anything else from this deck? They still need a little bit of space. They want, I think this person might have some issues with commitment and closeness. So I think they're still kind of giving, like, sharing that message, like just saying that, like, not to interpret their behavior or their words for not having cared about you. But obviously, though, that's not always enough just to feel something from a distance. I mean, you don't wait for things like that, but, or I mean, you shouldn't, but but they're working on it. I guess that's the thing. It's like someone saying, like, I'm working on it. They've become a little more self-aware. I just don't know if it's too little, too late. They do want to co-create, like, so they do want to be on the same page with you, whether that's just as friends for now, as more. And again, if this was your friend, they want to start small. They want to maybe do something together to find, like, something you guys can work on together to feel closer, whether it's just like having a coffee together to feel closer, or whether it's actually like doing something together. And the answers, oh, beautiful. Okay, so something is changing, something is happening. Maybe we've caught this reading right in the middle of it, which is why I felt really called to do this. And full moon in Gemini, we're leaving Gemini season, but what is it? Uranus is going into Gemini or something like that. So the answers you need are coming. So I think that also speaks for this reading, because I was trying to pull some more stuff out and I wasn't getting all the answers, but it seems like the answers are coming. It seems to be moving in a positive direction for both of you, even with this person potentially back in your life in a healthy way. So if that's something that you're hoping for, it's there, but it's really vague about how, when, why. This person is still really massively dealing with their own stuff, and I actually feel that one party might be a little bit more mature than the other. Yeah, and I just saw this cards right here. So yeah, something's going to be revisited, and everybody wants, especially this other person, wants it to be as not painful as possible, because they either, okay, I just got this one message, because either they are aware of how much pain or hurt they might have caused, and that they also felt pain, but it's like the kind of thing where you wouldn't have thought they did, because they might have been the one who did something. That's very specific. There's one final overall spirit guides, angels, ancestors of whoever's comes across this message. Is there something? Truth. Okay, the answers you need are coming. Things are going to make sense. For those of you who it helps to know information, to have answers, to understand those things that didn't make sense, that didn't feel aligned, why they did something, why they said something, why the vibe felt off. It's going to become clearer. And ultimately, the cards for you, however this pans out, is going to be for your highest good. Anyway, so actually, I found this to be a really important reading, and I think it's meant for somebody out there. So thank you. If it resonated, please let me know in the comments. And I'm going to try and come and do more of these types of readings moving forward. Okay, and whenever you see this, even though I'm posting this during that period of 777 manifestation, it's the energy of that time that I'm using for this reading. So it will find you whenever you need it, to give you that sign, or to feel that encouragement where you're aligning with your true self. Okay. Thank you. Take care. Bye.